Commander, we have a lead on the alien black site, but we'll have to rely on the local resistance to actually get us into the facility. We should try to make contact with their forces in the region as soon as possible. It's the only way we're going to find out what's behind this so-called Avatar project.
Okay, so we have to make some contacts before we get to the black site. And we picked up Grace Hunter. Nice.
So much of my own research based upon this simple design. If only I had known. Ah, Commander, excellent timing. There's been some progress. I've managed to break down several key components of the chip implanted into your skull. My analysis reveals that its primary function was that of a conduit, passing a vast amount of data directly to your cerebral cortex. With the primary connection severed, much of that data is lost. Several fragments do remain, however. Ghosts, if you will. Observe. Tactical combat simulations. War games. The sheer volume of encounters you were processing was astounding. It is truly remarkable that you survived as long as you did. Though this may seem disconcerting, there is still some good news. This chip bears a striking resemblance to a medical implant I briefly assisted in developing at the gene therapy clinic in New Providence. My understanding was that the implants were intended for high-ranking Advent officers only, captains or above. Retrieving a chip from such an officer would be the only way to know for certain. A greater understanding of these implants would undoubtedly benefit us all, Commander.
New objective added.
So, Dr. Tigan wants us to do an Advent officer autopsy. Okay.
You are too trusting, John. The skirmishers are Advent. Advent is the enemy. The enemy is food.
Try not to bring that up when we meet, Volk.
You take their side after all we've seen these years.
Look, I'm not exactly having drinks with them, but they did hold up their end of the bargain. What about you?
Wait and see. Volk out.
Actually think they might show up. Commander, that was Konstantin Volokov, Volk to his friends. He and his Reapers are a big part of the reason why you're standing here today. Volk may be a little rough around the edges, but he's the real deal. Heads one of 3 resistance groups operating independently from us that we consider a legitimate threat to Advent. Together, they'd make one hell of a fighting force. Too bad they hate each other. Still, we've made some unlikely progress. Volk's Reapers may have found you, but they weren't acting alone. They were tipped off by a group of Advent defectors known as the Skirmishers. No one's big on working with these guys, knowing where they came from. But you wouldn't be here without their help. Both the Reapers and the Skirmishers have agreed to suspend hostilities provided you serve as the go-between. Trust doesn't come easy between these two, so we're heading for a nice, quiet spot on neutral ground. Even so, let's not take any chances. Intel on this area is weak, and we're picking up strange chatter on comms. Not to mention we're ending a decade-long blood feud today. I'd advise our soldiers to be fully prepared before we deploy on this one, Commander. Good luck.
Although we prefer to work alone, sometimes it helps to have backup. We could use your help, Commander.
Alrighty, so we're gonna get started into some of the alternative resistance factions. We're not the only one that hates the alien invasion. So we're going to do the meeting between the Reapers, which is, they're kind of sneaky snipers. They do a lot of covert stuff. And the Skirmishers, which, like Bradford just told us, are Advent defectors. So let's see what this mission's about.
Not sure how long our contacts are going to wait for us, Commander. So I'd recommend we proceed as soon as possible. All available soldiers are standing by to deploy.
Okay, so I actually really like this mission. So we'll get a scientist out of it and 66 intel. So let's go for it.
Setting course for the South African sector.
Each faction has agreed to allow a two-person squad to escort them to the rendezvous point. Hopefully that should be enough to keep them from killing each other. We've got a temporary ceasefire in place for the duration of the meet, but still, that doesn't mean we shouldn't be ready for anything.
Alrighty, so we have to come up with 2 different 2-man squads, so let me just get that sorted out. Alrighty, I got my squad set up, so let's start the mission.
Sky Ranger deployed.
In position to drop.
Lost and abandoned. Let's start. So this will be an interesting mission, and we'll be introduced to a lot of different things. So I'm going to stay quiet while that stuff is kind of explained by the game.
The Reapers and Skirmishers have been at each other's throats for years, so we're keeping the exact meeting points strictly need to know. You'll split into 2 squads, rendezvous with each faction, and bring their envoy directly to the location of the meet. Officially, this city no longer exists, so we don't expect a lot in the way of advent resistance. Still, keep your eyes peeled. It's been about 20 years since we last stepped foot in this place.
So we start with the Reaper envoy, and we gotta go to the rendezvous point.
Proceed to the first set of coordinates. Firebrand and the second team will head to the next drop point. Detecting increasing biological signatures in the area ahead. Then I'd say we're in the right place. Stay sharp out there today, people. Just because this city was abandoned doesn't mean it's lifeless.
If you are hungry, there's more where that came from. Impressive reflexes, but unnecessary.
Stand down. We're all friends here.
You are safe here. More so than you imagine. We shall see if the same holds true for these skirmishers of yours. Your presence already disturbs them. We must move quickly. My people will take care of this camp. Come.
Uploading the coordinates to the rendezvous point now. We've plotted the most direct route there. We don't know much about the skirmisher contact you'll be meeting other than his name. Mox.
Mox. Praetor Mox. His death squads wiped out entire camps of my people in the first years of the war. You would dare do this?
Pretty sure hands are bloody on both sides of this fight. That's the whole point of this intervention.
Reapers are born in the shadows, in the cold, harsh world that was waiting for us out there. We rely on stealth and long-range attacks, and our marksmen are unmatched by even the best XCOM has to offer.
So, Reapers are special soldiers that appear. You can recruit a couple of them over the course of the campaign, but they get a special mechanic called Shadow. So, you start off most missions in concealment. Reapers start off missions in Shadow. So, whenever they shoot something from Shadow, they have a chance to not break concealment at all. So they can keep shooting from concealment and nobody knows they're there. You can upgrade this ability as they rank up, but it starts off good and stays pretty good throughout the rest of the game. So we got two objectives. We got to get to the rendezvous point at the end of the level, and we cannot allow Elena Dragunova to die. Pretty simple. So let's get moving.
As you order, Commander.
Damaged and dormant all these years, these devices still emit trace elements of unstable radiation.
I cannot fathom what they were like in their original function.
We were there, Doctor. You're better off having missed it.
On my way. Seems doable. On Overwatch!
The Reapers are always vigilant.
So we'll meet the Lost on this mission.
My life is
We'll talk about them afterwards. Oh, and there they are. So these are the Lost. You can see they are very weak, even weaker than Advent guys, and they can only melee attack. The special thing with them though is if you shoot and kill one, your turn doesn't end. You refund the action point you used to shoot them, so you can chain together an unlimited number of shots so long as you're still killing Lost. If you miss, or you fail to kill one though, your turn ends. So, yeah, it's pretty nice, but you gotta be careful in terms of how you handle it.
Sure thing.
no more time for regret. We are not alone.
Those things, they still look like people.
What was human died years ago. Only the taint of the alien survives now. Where there is one, more will follow. You must not hesitate to destroy them.
So 66%, and we missed. So that's kind of a disappointment. So Tavares is going to have to carry us here. One.
These creatures' true strength lies in their numbers. As you can see, they fall easily. If we are careful with our shots, we will prevail.
So you can see we can shoot again. He has in 72 on this one, and of course he missed. So now we gotta rely on Elena, 95. Dead.
No compromises. Now we fight.
And she had a 50% chance of not being revealed. Unfortunately, we went on the wrong side of the dice there. So we killed two Lost, and we know there's another one in this building, so we can overwatch him when he runs out. And here comes more. And she missed.
That shouldn't happen.
No, it shouldn't. So Lost individually are quite weak, but if they get into melee with you,
These creatures' DNA has mutated well beyond what we would classify as human. Perhaps the result of long-term exposure to the alien radiation from those pods. Though why anyone would subject themselves to that, I cannot imagine.
When the governments fell, millions starved. Many fled to cities such as this to scavenge for food. They did not heed the warnings.
so these are like alien bioweapons that they used on the populace during the initial invasion, and it's turned people into this.
Well, how about that? You know that was good. Running dry on ammo. Heading out.
Tavares can kill that one.
That's right. Use some ammo over here.
Good.
As you order, Commander.
Okay, let's get everybody reloaded.
Locked and loaded. Ready to engage.
people have encountered these beings before. At first, they may appear mindless, but they hear quite well. In great numbers, they can be very deadly.
So, kind of an easy encounter to start with, only, about half a dozen of them. Later on in the game, you get to the point where you're facing 10, 20, even 30 at once. That's when things start to get really dangerous. They attack Advent too, but when you're facing a gigantic horde of zombies coming towards you, that's not the place that you want to be. So how exactly does it want us to get there? There's a alleyway that we can go to here, so let's do that.
Absolutely. Got it. Moving.
I will go. I'll watch closely.
Moving to Overwatch. An entire city of our own people left to turn into these things.
Yes. All we can offer them now is a merciful death.
Another thing about Reapers is they have an ability, they can go back into Shadow once per mission. So that's kind of a nice ability to have in your back pocket in case you get into a bad spot or you want somebody to serve as a scout.
I will reposition.
Oh, some more Lost. So, the basic Lost like this, not really too threatening. Later on in the game, there's ones that explode. There's ones that are a lot tougher, things like that. But to start with, they start off pretty weak. And since they only use melee attacks, there's no reason to use cover.
Not a problem. No problem, boss.
Let's get Stinson some more kills, or he can flub his shot. And we missed a 92%. Oh dear. Okay. 95. Dead.
The only fate possible for aliens.
89. Dead.
For the Reapers! I have almost no ammo.
And we'll overwatch the last one coming in. And we missed. Okay.
I can only blame myself. These creatures are worse even than Advent. They have no cause, no fear. They simply exist. If we do not defeat the aliens soon, we will become little more than they are.
Heading out.
We'll go here and we'll get line of sight on the rest of these Lost. 77.
That's
Dead.
how it's done.
Stinson coming in to shoot.
Did you see that one? Not too shabby. Running dry. Reloaded.
Okay, we'll have him reload. Tavares is on half ammo, but he can overwatch for us, so nothing sneaks up on us. And Outrider can
I
overwatch.
won't let them pass. We risk all this for pray tell Mox? If he is not what you say he is, I shall kill him myself.
Looking forward to this meeting already. Absolutely. Whatever you say. Rock and roll. Scanning.
I see everything.
Central. Biological signatures are grouping into a singular mass. One closing in on this position.
A swarm. We must push forward before it arrives. My life is in your hands.
Sure thing.
Don't worry about that.
I'm going. Come and
My
get
watch
some.
scanning.
Something out there.
For years, my people hunted his kind. For years, we survived. Now you risk everything for your dreams of peace.
If you haven't noticed, the aliens have been kicking our planet's ass for the past 20 years. You think maybe it's time we try something else?
If only your speeches could take down these cursed creatures. Moving as ordered.
Extraction point is close, but looks like these things don't want to make it easy for you.
We will make it your pet adventure time.
So, as you can see, their numbers are starting to increase. Let's start moving up.
I can handle that.
So, we got 6 of them in sight right now. And Stinson flubbed a shot. Oh dear. Okay, gotta start thinning their numbers here. 1.
What did you expect?
That's not good.
Return to your gods. Tell your gods my ammunition is nearly depleted.
Okay,
Death to the invaders. I need more ammo.
we'll reload for next turn. These ones shouldn't be able to reach us because they're still pretty far away. They might get right up next to us.
Though their intelligence appears almost non-existent, these creatures seem to employ some sort of rudimentary communication system. Perhaps auditory signals or some form of hive-like consciousness.
Your point, Doctor?
The entire swarm knows there is food here now. I would advise we make haste to leave this area.
And he does have a point, so we're gonna get moving.
I'm on the move.
Not a problem. Only the best. Running dry on
Actually, you
ammo.
know what? Instead of doing that, we should just get to the extraction point.
Seems doable.
I go where I am needed.
Just get everybody there.
You should have a clear path through now. Second squad is already en route to Mox. Proceed to the rendezvous and await their arrival.
Oh, we'll be there.
Looks like trouble ahead. The rendezvous could be compromised. Stay focused. Contact! Get down! We may have a bigger problem here. I'm guessing that's our man. Well, our contact anyway.
Crocksod. Advent. Hobbit. Voxtala. Forten. They were sent here to hunt. To purge the Drop 10. The Lost. Our meeting point is still secure. She is free of the imposter gods. I would give anything that all my kind could say the same. Even sit down with your Reapers. Now, we must go.
Rendezvous with Outrider is further ahead. Proceed through this district as quickly as possible, but be careful. Something tells me this city still has a few more surprises to throw our way.
Surprises are the least of our worries today. It is these Reapers of yours that are of true concern.
We, the skirmishers, were created by the false gods of this world to serve and die as their puppets. We retain all that we were and more, and our prowess in battle serves us well in our cause. In close combat, none can stand opposed to us.
So, skirmishers are all equipped with the bullpups. We can get bullpups of our own too, but the bullpup lets you shoot twice in one turn, or shoot and move, or shoot and then overwatch. Lots of shooting. They also get grappling hooks and some nice melee range abilities. But one of their signature abilities is Justice. They have a grappling hook. They can grapple someone, pull them towards them instead of having to go up and hit them. So they pull someone in and do a pretty big melee attack, and it usually kills a lot of basic enemies in one shot. So we gotta go all the way up here. So we got Preytel Mox, Blaze Dinkley, and Grace Hunter. So let's get started moving. Okay.
Is it clear?
As you command.
Okay, nobody yet, and we don't want to double move into the fog. That's always a bad plan. Let's get Grace moving. Hello. So that's a new kind of Advent Trooper called Purifier. They're armed with flamethrowers and incendiary grenades. Kind of cool. But another thing, if you kill them, they blow up like a grenade as their fuel tanks rupture. So you gotta be careful with them.
Don't remember seeing these things before.
You were not meant to. Purifiers were created with a singular purpose, to contain the Drakten, the Lost. We must eliminate this patrol quickly before others arrive.
Fine by me. Take them down.
So, like Mox said, these guys, their special task is to kill all the Lost with their flamethrowers. They're a little tougher than your standard Advent Trooper. It's 6 health instead of 4. But they do have access to those incendiary grenades, like I said. They can be quite a pain to deal with. And you don't want to shoot one in melee combat. But they are pretty far away and they probably won't be able to shoot us just yet. We got a 51 on him, so let's try it. Okay, he's almost dead. So he's gonna run in. He's gonna take some damage. And he's gonna double move. Okay, so we gotta deal with this fire. He's not on fire yet, so we can get out of it.
I'm going.
However, Grace is going to light on fire as soon as she tries to move. So we gotta just get out of there. And we can hunker down to get rid of the flames. So she can pat herself down and she'll be okay. Meanwhile, Dinkley can take a... His shooting is not so good right now. Mox isn't much better, but we can throw a grenade and get rid of them both.
May their lives not be lost in vain. We must push forward and complete our mission.
Works for me. Move out. You weren't kidding when you said those tanks could explode. Careful with these things. We don't need to take any unnecessary chances.
So with purifiers, flamethrowers, and fuel tanks exploding, there's going to be fire everywhere when you start fighting purifiers. So Grace got the irregular ability. She gains concealment when nobody can see her. So that's going to be pretty helpful. Unfortunately, she takes 50% more damage, but you can deal with that if you're constantly going into concealment.
What's over there?
Let's get everybody moving.
On Overwatch.
And Dinkley, I gave him a flamethrower this mission, so we'll be able to deal with the lost as they start showing up.
Heading there now.
This is no patrol. It's an army.
Yes, one we do not have time to face.
Everyone, get back! Purifiers may be down, but unfortunately, that was our extraction point.
I fear that is not the worst of it. Multiple biological signatures rapidly on approach to your position.
The lost. The sound of combat excite them. They are drawn to it.
You just blew up a fuel truck?
There was no other choice. Find an alternate exit. We will deal with the lost. Draclar. Dashers. They are not as docile as the rest of their kind.
An apt description. It would seem the mutation has somehow accelerated these Dashers' metabolism, allowing enhanced speed and agility, with a corresponding increase in aggression.
So, like Mox just said, whenever you set off an explosion, grenades are also a good example. The Lost, there's usually a timer for the Lost, and it spawns great big gigantic groups of them. And he's just set up the biggest bomb on the map. So we have a lot of Lost incoming, and we have to get out of here.
Stepping off.
So we gotta survive 4 turns.
I am watching.
58%. $63, go for that. And we missed. That's not so good. Oh dear lord, there's a lot of them.
The shockwave of that explosion reverberated throughout most of the city. I would expect a significant reaction from the Lost.
The only reaction I will accept from them is their deaths. Find us that exit.
So this is what happens with the Lost, they just charge in at you. So, but we got 100%. Dead.
That's it.
Dead.
I definitely got that one. Check it before you get too close. Burning through ammo fast. It's dead. It has to be dead. I need ammo.
Now, we just took all of those actions and we still have our 2 action points, so we can use 1 to reload
We're green to go.
and start shooting again. Because we got the shotgun, I knew we were going to face Lost on this mission. I gave Grace a shotgun to do exactly this.
Check it before you get too close.
And all of those Lost are now dealt with, so we can Overwatch. We'll put Dinkley right there. And Overwatch, we'll have Mox reload. And Overwatch for more Lost coming in. Miss. He's dead.
That whole area is hotter than we thought. Gonna need a more time.
Understood. Holding position.
Rock and roll.
Reload, get that ammo back. Keep everybody close to each other.
Back online.
Want to make sure we get topped off on ammo for everyone, because we're going to need all that ammo when we start up our turn and if we get surrounded again.
Readings are all over the place. The lost are almost right on top of you. These lost seem to be pretty sensitive to noise. The sounds of combat are likely to draw even more of them. Think we've got something here. Just need another minute.
You have your minute.
So Dinkley take these better chance shots, and he missed, of course. See if Mox does any better. One down. He can't quite see the other one because of that pillar. So we'll overwatch him as he comes in. So the timer just ticked down, the whole big group of them just spawned.
My failure is my own.
They're on to me. That's it.
And they're coming in. There we go, we gotta get there.
Found a new route that should get you to the rendezvous point safely. The lost are still converging on the area, so make it fast.
That will not be a problem.
So, look at all these enemies we now have to deal with. So I think the way to go is probably just to get the heck out of here. So we're gonna have to take a couple turns to get there, so we'll get Mox out of there. We'll get Grace moving.
Okay, I'll go.
We'll get Dinkley moving. So, we gotta deal with these ones, at least, what is that, 5 of them? These ones in the back are not so bad, because they'll have to double move to get to us, but we have to get rid of these ones. So, the way to go is probably this flamethrower. It's gonna deal 2 to 5 damage. It's gonna kill all these, ones with 2 health, we know, and we'll see where it leaves the rest of them.
This might burn a little. Neutralized.
And he killed all of them, so we can afford to pull back a little bit more.
I go as ordered.
Okay, we'll overwatch with Grace to cover Dinkley in case anybody gets close. There's one right there.
Oh, come on.
Okay, so probably more than we can deal with right now, so we're gonna double move
No need to ask twice.
to get back. Grace has really good mobility, so she can keep pace. And we'll have Mox go. We can have Mox go up here with his grappling hook. And start taking shots.
They live no more. I require ammunition. Reloading weapon. I must improve.
And he missed, okay. But that's fine because we can get to the extraction point.
What's over there?
I will move.
Outrider and the first team should be waiting for you ahead. I know this wasn't the easiest stop, but I have to believe it'll still be worth it in the end.
That depends on the Reapers.
Rendezvous point directly ahead. Let's try and play nice today, people.
So, Advent's most brutal captain comes to atone for his crimes.
I am no longer that being. I am free now.
Taking off that helmet does not change what you are. Reapers have long memories, Elder Cruxard. Anytime.
The way I see it, we have two options. Join forces and kick the Elders off our world, or kill each other here and now. The choice is yours.
No one has ever done that before. No one shall ever do that again.
What the hell is that?
Vox Prima, Elder Assassin, relentless death that stalks my kind. Butcher of free Advent.
My people face another like her. They are the undying, Advent's curse upon us. We must combine strength if we are to have any chance of success.
You are welcome to try.
Your Reapers face a being such as this.
They appeared without warning years ago. Had they not, we would have already regained our home.
Such arrogance. The Elder's will extends throughout the universe. I am but one of their instruments.
So, this is where we get into the expansion content. The expansion is called War of the Chosen. The Chosen are 3 boss level characters that appear throughout the game. This particular one is the Chosen Assassin. And probably the hardest one out of all of them to deal with, so we got that to deal with today. So we have to defeat the Chosen. Mox and Dragonova cannot die. So, the Chosen Assassins, first thing that they do, they go into cloaking and you cannot find them even with battle scanners. Or I think you can find them with battle scanners, but we don't have any available. So we just have to wait for her to appear and try to kill her when she comes out.
Confirmed.
I'm going. Come and get some. Under my watch. On Overwatch.
And new death awaits.
So this is the Chosen Assassin. They have strengths and weaknesses. And these are randomly generated. So for one of her strengths, missed shots against the Chosen generate shielding. That is not good. So every time we miss a shot, she's going to get additional temporary health. The Chosen does not trigger Overwatch. Oh my goodness. Okay, so even if she pops out of invisibility, she doesn't trigger Overwatch. That's really bad, especially with this one. So she's going to be a pain in the ass to deal with. However, if we shoot down at her from high ground, she's easier to hit, and she takes increased damage from Reaper characters.
You will never see it.
Oh dear lord, okay. I think we have lost to deal with. Okay, so... Whew. That's horrible. That's actually terrifying because we can't shoot her with Overwatch. We can shoot Lost with Overwatch though. Oh, here she comes. Okay, he's dazed.
I'm spotted.
And she disappeared over there, so we're gonna have to go and get her.
At one time, your people fought honorably. Now you scurry in the shadows like rodents.
It looks like the Chosen knocked one of our soldiers into a daze. We need to get someone over there to help them get back on their feet before that thing can move in and attack.
Okay, so every time she attacks someone, they get dazed, and we have to go and revive them. Okay. So he can't do anything until we get him back. So we'll have Dinkley bring him back in. I am worried. It said something about bleeding, so I'm kind of concerned about that. Okay, so nothing seemed to happen with that. So, we gotta get eyes on the Chosen, and we know she went down there. So we should be able to see her from there.
Utilizing hook.
There she is. So, 22 health. So we'll have Stinson drop down here. Maybe? Yeah, it's gonna be tough because we can't shoot her with Overwatch. That's gonna be a damn pain in the ass to deal with. And if we miss her with any shots, she's gonna get temporary health that we'll have to blast through.
I'm going.
38% is not good.
Position confirmed.
Could try to nail her with an acid grenade, can't quite reach her. Okay, we'll have Tavares do that for any loss that start to come in. Have Stinson go here for a grenade. We'll have Dragon Nova come down for a shot. So, we'll Grenader.
Bombs away!
There is no honor in this.
Yeah, we can't quite flank her because she went too far. So she's very fast. Try a 44. Okay, 6 damage, that's good.
Won't be slowed by your feeble attacks.
We'll use this grenade because we gotta get damage onto her.
I had not expected this conflict to be so exhilarating. You surprise me, XCOM. Still, the Elder's will is that none survive this day. I cannot leave that to fortune.
The sonic dispersal waves emitting from that pod are crisscrossing a massive area.
That's right.
Meaning that thing just rang the dinner bell for every remaining lost in the city.
An accurate assessment. The entire lost biomass seems to be converging on this position.
Then let's get you all the hell out of there. Firebrand's en route to the evac coordinates now. Get moving.
Okay, so we managed to get rid of the Lost for now. Throwing those grenades at her and made her say, okay, I'm out of here. But she's activated these things to call in every single Lost from all across the city, so we gotta get here. But nobody died from the Chosen the first time we saw her, so that's good for us. Tavares did take a nasty wound, but you know, that wasn't something that we can avoid. So we'll have Dinkley start shooting these Lost.
One down, thousands to go. Okay, so I got one. Ready to rock.
Take a reload. And we'll have Mox start shooting these last.
They live no more. As you order.
Alrighty. Let's have him reload. So we got another swarm coming in.
Analysis of these creatures' movement patterns reveals an almost coordinated attack strategy. Perhaps they are not the mindless automatons they initially appeared to be. An intriguing, if not horrific, possibility.
Going through that building is not going to be good. I think we go down this street, because getting in close quarters with the Lost like that inside a building, no bueno.
Location confirmed. Will do.
So let's get everybody moving towards Mox's position.
Not too far. Rowing out.
Already there.
Attacking on sight.
So, that special ability that the Chosen Assassin got, where she doesn't trigger Overwatch, that's going to be really bad for us, because she can just come out of invisibility and hurt someone, and then we have no response to that.
How many of these creatures can still be in this city?
Advent has been sending purifier squads into these cities for years, yet somehow the Lost survive, even thrive. We do not know why.
What's over there?
I will go.
Sure thing. No problem, boss.
I am trusting you. Roger that.
Okay, so let's check all of our ammunition. Grace is fine.
Affirmative, covering now.
Fine on Dinkley. Mox is good. Tavares could use a reload. Keep full on ammo. Stinson's good.
Re-up and
Dragon
reload.
Nova needs to reload. We want to be topped off going into this next fight.
You know that was good. We take from the Elder stock.
Adjusting aim.
I did not exist when this city stood whole. Still, I feel revulsion at what happened to this place, to these people.
I believe you.
Okay, there, it looks like we got a street here that we can go to, so we're gonna go that way.
On my way.
We're gonna get spotted, but that's fine. Grace continuously goes in and out of concealment throughout the mission, so that's not a big deal with the Lost, because we're just gonna be shooting them anyway.
It's dead. It has to be dead.
I can handle that.
I will reposition.
I will move.
Is it clear? There you go.
So Stinson got his promotion. Okay.
That's it. We're green to go.
Let's rock.
I must reload.
Scanning.
Everybody reloaded again for the Lost.
I see everything.
Have another swarm of Lost coming in. One of those Lost had a point of armor. That's kind of terrifying.
There will come a day when my people take back this place for our own.
If they are all like you, that is a likely possibility.
So one of them Lost had a point of armor, which is
All right, I'll go.
We just activated another pod of Lost. Okay. Alright, let's get everybody moved to over here. We gotta keep moving if we want to survive, because there's just gonna be an unlimited number of enemies coming out.
I'm trusting you here.
Seems doable.
And Mox is slow, which is not that good. He's good at shooting though.
Their journey ends here.
He's 66. Okay.
Only the best.
Have Dinkley shoot because he's closer and he'll have a better chance to hit. Okay.
Now, reloaded. Good to go.
Overwatch for the other guys coming in.
Keep an eye on it. Got it covered.
So Lost Swarm is going to spawn again next turn.
Did you see that one?
Return to your god. I got nothing.
Detecting additional lost converging near the evacuation coordinates. I advise caution. It would seem the lost are on to our strategy.
It is the Elder's will that this alliance fall. It will take more than mere lost for that to happen.
Let's get Grace cleaning these people up.
I got it right. Check it.
This is why shotguns are good.
I definitely got that one. Got no ammo. Back in.
I'm going.
Mox is going to have to double move here to keep up with everybody else.
Heading out. No problem, boss.
My life is in your hands.
Good.
Friends will join. I have no more rounds.
Oh. Okay, that one was a boomer, so it blows up when it dies. And since it counts as an explosion, it spawned another group of Lost to come try to kill us. That's not very nice. Okay.
I loaded these cartridges myself.
But luckily they're right next to us, so we should have a pretty good chance to kill most of them.
Okay, so I got one. There you go.
And we'll get Tavares killing that one just to spread out the kills a little bit and get everybody's experience going up. Stinson could use it too.
Well, how about that? Scanning. On Overwatch. Affirmative. Covering now.
We'll Overwatch for the other one that didn't come through the door.
What did you expect? Firebrand's in position with the evac zones even hotter than we thought. Running out of time here, people.
Tell her to hold as long as she can. We will be there.
And another
Shot wide.
swarm appeared.
Compromised.
Okay, we gotta get moving.
What's over there?
One less.
I got it right.
2 down.
Dead. It has to be dead.
3 down.
That's it. On reserves.
I hope it's worth it.
I go.
Sure thing.
Alright, Stinson, you gotta double move to keep pace with everybody.
Moving as ordered.
Okay,
Let's rock.
Grace should reload. Dinkley also needs a reload, but I know there's guys right there, so he's gonna Overwatch.
I will not waver.
Come get some.
My watch begins.
converging upon this position is staggering.
If our team does not evacuate now,
Trust me, Doctor. They know. Moving out.
Get everybody double moving to the evac site.
I'll be swift. Got it moving.
And get the heck out of here.
The entire swarm converges upon us. We cannot hold this position much longer.
Outrider to Avenger, where the hell's our exit?
This is as low as I can get her.
No! I do not intend to die this day. I will follow. Foxtala 410.
Time to return home, traitor.
It looks like we'll be getting some help from these new factions. I'd love to check out some of their weapons and equipment if we have time.
Okay, so everybody earned a promotion, and Tavares was wounded for 9 days because he took that sword blade to the chest from the Chosen. Unfortunately, the Chosen Assassin also captured Praetor Max, so that's not so good for us. But we'll have to deal with it somehow. This campaign is now going to be especially hard that the Chosen Assassin doesn't trigger Overwatch. I'm not quite sure how to deal with that because I've dealt with her in the past, and I've never had that ability happen to me, so we're gonna have to figure out a way to kill her. But we'll see you next. Actually, you know what? Let's see what Stinson wants to be before we do that. And we didn't get any items out of it.
Efficiently executed and no casualties. You could lead the Reapers any day, Commander. Well done.
We got a scientist out of it.
You are always a valuable tool in extracting intelligence from these human prisoners.
So, the Chosen Assassin captured Praetor Max. That's not so good. So, we'll have to find him on the strategy layer and maybe rescue
had
him.
our suspicions, but before now we've never had the resources to investigate the possibility of clandestine Advent facilities built up outside the city centers. Now that we've gotten word of this black site, I have to admit, I'm worried about what we might find. They could be doing anything in there. We should talk to our friends with the Resistance. If we deploy on a covert action, they can help us find out where our captured soldier is being held.
Thank you for sending additional support staff to assist me, Commander. I will make sure they are put to good use.
We may have chosen a different means of resistance, but our people fight for the same reason, for the world we once knew. Together we will end this occupation, or die trying.
Alrighty. So, Blaze Dinkley. Nope, that's not who I wanted. Stinson. So, +3 mobility and slim and tunnel cows, and +10 critical hit chance and shred on flank attacks, okay. And 10 aim on melee attacks, so another flanker. Alrighty. Okay, we're gonna end it here, and we'll see you on the next mission.